Zoe Tink, Director of the Recruitment Partners, is my next guest on the One-on-One series. And Zoe has some really potent insights into retaining staff and recruiting staff. So with your broad knowledge, what is the, in simple terms, what is the most fundamental mistake that employers make with their staff?
Stop allowing good staff to leave. It is that simple. And I mean, it sounds very simple saying it, but one of my biggest frustrations as a recruiter is seeing these magnificent property managers or whoever it may be, sales agents, admin support, and they just do not give them enough time or enough attention or enough respect for them to continue to stay where they are. And then as soon as they end up deciding they want to leave, all of a sudden, I've got all the time in the world to sit here and talk to you and fix the problem and invest my time and my energy. Stop overlooking your staff. Stop overlooking the good people in your business. Not every real estate company is built on the number one sales agent in the area.
No.
There are property managers and portfolios that get you through the hard financial times in the economy, and all you're focusing on is your sales agents. Take a step back, reevaluate, and do you know how hard it is to find a good property manager?
Tell us.
Clients are waiting 6+ months to find a property manager right now. Just a good property manager.
So the principal of the business, he's got to roll his sleeves up and get the thing. And I've heard of some having to do that because they haven't got a property manager. You guys, do you want to do that? No.
Absolutely not.
You probably don't.
Absolutely not. But this is a very big frustration. I mean, look, to be honest, I would love every employer in real estate to not look after their staff. It would make my job as a recruiter a lot easier.
I think you'd be comfortable there'd be a number that are going to do that for you anyway.
Yeah, correct. But it's also very frustrating to see because I'm also on the receiving end of these candidates who are calling me saying, all I want is a pay rise. And Zoe, how do I go about it? I asked 5 months ago, I wanted a salary increase of $5,000. They didn't give it to me. You know, I'm getting very frustrated. And I think to myself, this is such a good property manager. And for $5,000 and 10 minutes of your time, you couldn't find it to sit down with this property manager and retain them. Now they're going to leave for an extra $20,000, and now
you can easily place them elsewhere, can't you?
Correct. And now that employer is not only a staff member down, 10 minutes down, and a $5,000 salary increase down. They're now a recruitment fee down of thousands of dollars, 6 months waiting around in the market like everybody else, all because they did not pay attention to their staff and give them that 5 minutes of time to make sure they were happy and listen to your staff. I cannot express, listen and respect your staff.
Okay, so basically finding out what's going on in their head.
Correct.
And addressing the issues before they become real issues that would provoke someone moving.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I get you. But in the unfortunate event where, well, maybe it's fortunate sometimes where a staff member moves on. But we're talking about the ones that you really want to retain. So how does an employer, that person goes? How does an employer then go about replacing a really good staff member in such a tight jobs, environment?
Yeah. Okay. Replacing good staff,
which is what you do, I know.
Replacing good staff right now is in high demand. I mean, good staff is in high demand. So trying to replace a good staff member is not a position you actually want to be in. So this is why going back to basics of making sure you do everything in your power to allow your staff to not leave in the first place. Prevention's better than a cure. So take, for example, if you do lose a good staff member, you need to seek professional advice. And I mean, that is going out and speaking to recruiters in the market, going out and speaking to leaders within the market. Thank you. Do you like that plug?
Well, she's good.
Thank you. So it's about making sure you also have an attraction business. If you're losing good staff...
That's going to be my next question too. Yes, how do you make an attraction business?
Look, there's many things that you can do, but the main thing I'm going to focus on when it comes to building an attraction business is changing and adapting the new ways of employment. And that is, again, by going back and having a look at the last 2 to 3 years and saying work from home is huge. If you're not adapting to the new ways of the economy, the new ways of how people can work from home, offer that flexibility, you are not an attraction business.
Right.
People want to know they have the opportunity to ask and be given. And I mean, again, you need to look at how you can adapt your ways of your business in accordance to the last 2 or 3 years of our lives. If you're going back and running your business like you were 2 or 3 years prior to COVID, you are not up with the times and you are not an attraction business. Asking staff to come in 5 days a week in the office, be accountable, and 9 to 5 doesn't exist anymore. If you want staff, you need to offer them flexibility, especially the good ones. Other people are offering flexibility. If you're not doing that within your business, you're way behind the eight ball. It's time to step up and acknowledge what's happened in the last 2-3 years and start to adapt to the new ways of being an employer and a franchise owner.
So Zoe, we've just been talking how to keep staff. And so you see a lot of businesses where they've got the owner, then they've got a management level, and they're where are some of the flaws and some of the traps in that?
Well, look, one of the biggest issues that I'm seeing at the moment is you need to understand as an owner, if you're putting money into a high salary for an operations manager, anyone within management, you need to let them be professional and do what they do best. You've hired them for a reason.
Paying them for that.
Correct. You need to take their advice and you need to let them lead. That's what they're there for. A lot of owners, and I have to say, especially in real estate, a lot of owners were listing and selling agents that did exceptionally well as a listing and selling agent.
Yep.
They had the foundation and they made the money to go out on their own and start an office.
Yep.
When was the last time they actually managed a team?
Yes.
So what they need to understand, let go of your business. Focus on what you do best, list and sell property, make money and leave it to the professionals that you're paying for in your business to talk to your staff. Don't get too involved and have an opinion about things you might necessarily agree on. Let them do what they're doing and give them a bit of free rein. And people really need to understand what they're investing in and why they're putting the money on the table. And that's to take that responsibility away from yourself so you can focus on the things that you do best.
The next 12 months, what can you see happening in the real estate industry next 12 months?
Clients are scared right now. The market's
What are they scared of?
They're scared of the sales side and listings, and we're not getting as many, and what's going on, and the cash flow's not there right now.
Yep.
And people are scared, and I think they're almost too scared to make a move. So everyone's pulled back a little bit and said, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to sit and wait. And I think the next 8 months until end of financial year next year, so 2023, that's when the movement will start again. Because everyone's sitting here not knowing their finances, not knowing what's going on. The market, yes, took a little bit of a dip, but it's more lining itself out and finding the stability. And that scares a lot of agents because they haven't had a stable market for a very long time. So stability is almost a little bit unknowing. Is it going to stay like this? So all I see in the next 12 months is people finding their feet, not making too many moves. And mark my words, June, July next year is when everyone will start to reboot and bring a few people into the industry to train, to mentor, and they'll have a little bit more
time
faith.
to grow.
Correct. But I think, going back to June, July next year, when people start to see their finances and the year really wasn't as bad as what they thought it was financially, they will be a little bit more flexible in bringing new talent into the industry and not being scared to train them and putting the time into training them. But right now, nobody wants to put the time, energy, resources into training new people into the industry. And this is going to be a really tough 8 to 12 months ahead of us because there's no new talent and no one's willing to train them right now. Okay, fair enough. Zoe, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today. Any of you thinking you need some recruitment assistance, this is the lady you should speak to. I'm telling you, she's fabulous. Very kind, thank you.